moves becoming great ain't solid now, but when you eatin', everybody want a plate, want a seat at the table, wanna act like they grateful. Don't mess with outsiders, y'all looking real unstable. If anything, they should ask me how I do it. Start taking notes, recording my every movement. I know that I'm the best and I ain't gotta.
What's good, everyone? Welcome to today's episode of KB's Community. I am here today with Jaquin. Tell everybody what you do, please.
Well, I actually do more than one thing. So for those that don't know, I'm actually a published male model in the city of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I've actually branched out as of 3 years ago. I'm international now. I've been published to 11 different countries. The most recent one being Ukraine. And then I'm also a published actor. I'll actually be going to Miami within a week to finish the last scene of the movie. I won't say what it is yet. It's a big surprise, but that's another one. On the side, I am a production technician for Harley Davidson. So I make engines. And we actually just released the engine for the new year. So, you know, we'll keep the rest of that information confidential just because it's copyright and it's, you know, business information. Besides that, in my free time, I'm also a baker. I've made over 1,000 cakes and more so cheesecakes than anything. It's it's I pretty much I don't even need to look at a recipe anymore. It's like it just comes from my head, and then I like to put a little twist on it, you know. Besides that, I'm a personal trainer. And in my free time, I'm a mentor. I've hosted a few shows. The list goes on. I'm pretty much a virtuoso. This is what they call it, master of many talents. So
Very cool.
Yeah.
So how'd you get into modeling?
It all started with taking pictures.
Yeah.
Just after high school, I ended up going to the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and I'm just like, you know, went there. My major was kinesiology. I was going to be a sports medicine doctor. And I'm like, yeah, do I want to spend 10 years of my life in college basically racking up debt only to get out and have to pay back the debt? Or like, what do I want to do? At that time, being 19 years old, you just don't know what you want to do. So, and I got in a relationship, which kind of slowed me down as well. But a lot of pictures. I took a lot of pictures, and in high school, I had the Facebook fame and whatnot. You know, that was a time in itself.
Yeah.
But I was always told, like, you had that look. You got that look. Like, start doing shows. Start getting get a portfolio created. And I'm like, what is everyone talking about? And then eventually, I just started to get the resources, and I got in the modeling community, and I had my first show actually with Copyright Magazine. So shout out to Copyright Magazine, Carlos Vergara. I forget the other names, but he's a main inspiration in my life. He got me there, did my first show, and then it was up from there. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so you've been doing it for how long now?
Let's see, from the age of 19 to now, 9 years.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. So you're kind of you're almost vetted at this point.
Humbly speaking, I think I'm past that point.
Okay.
But I'm, you know,
fair.
I love being humble. Like I said, I've traveled. I opened the show for Lisa Ray McCoy's designer Stevie, in California. What was that? 2020. I forget what the company's name was, but yeah, I was supposed to only walk for 3 designers, and I'm walking for 7. So always a blessing from God, you know, just to be seen and put in the spotlight. So
that's awesome.
Pretty nice, yeah.
So how'd you get into acting?
First stage I did as a kid. Didn't take it serious, but I was like, you know what? Like I said, may as well put all my eggs in multiple baskets, not like don't leave it in just one. I forget what scene I was a part of. It started with a music video, actually.
Okay.
In Chattanooga, Tennessee, and it was actually with a modeling agency. They had me as a bartender for a music video, and then I just started taking up acting. Didn't take any classes much at all, and then just got right to it. They gave me a script and said, listen, you know, this is your character. Ironically, it was a cheating husband. for a movie, which for whatever reason, that's the role I have to play for almost every movie I've been in. Yeah,
Please, I hope that's not like
that's right,
I
right.
hope they're not trying to base things off of nothing.
Because I'm a light
Why?
skin.
I was gonna say why? Yeah, exactly.
It's the light skin, it's the tattoos, it's the yeah, like
You gotta
see,
play the bad boy.
yeah, it's like the real life fuck boy pretty much. So,
Yeah.
excuse my French. Yeah, but I've never,
Yeah.
I have no reason to. It's just there's no reason for it.
No.
I just leave if anything. If I just if I get bored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think some people like the comfort of having that person, but are addicted to like, I don't know. I want to say addicted to the attention and addicted to like the newness.
No,
of things. Sometimes.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
And commonly in this generation, or maybe it's previous generations, a lot of people, like you said, they love the attention. It's
Yes.
attention that they've never had before. And sadly, in this generation, when you're with somebody, it's the principle of being unavailable. That's what makes you more attractive. They don't
Yeah.
care about you as a person. They care about taking you from the person you're with.
Yeah.
And it also plays in the lives of celebrities as well, which is
Yeah.
exactly why this man versus woman generation is happening. It's been happening for years, but it gets worse and
And it's
worse.
an agenda that's being pushed for sure.
Yes.
All those podcasts with just literally nothing
Yeah.
but men or women sitting down dogging each other is crazy to me. And it literally it does trickle down into the minds of the people around us.
Yeah.
Because you know how many niggas I've met recently that like have that mindset.
Yeah.
And like I've seen them like reposting those types of podcasts and things. And
Yeah.
it's like that's and it's like
Ignorance.
no wonder this generation is the way it is. No wonder the people who really want love can't find it like
Trust me.
a wholesome, real, godly love the way it was designed to be. Because we
Yeah.
are so far from that now.
Yeah.
It's
Believe me.
sad.
And I've come across women that have unfortunately been scarred by these men out here that that weren't ready for them. And so now in turn these women basically get the good guys and then turn them into bad guys because they're what I'm saying, they didn't have the control before. Now they have it, and now it's just it's an
endless cycle.
Yeah.
And then everybody's just damaging somebody for the next person who actually wants to do it right.
And the only reason I've never cheated, obviously, besides out of respect and love for my mother and sisters, is because of the fact that it's not worth it. Like I said, I'm man enough to walk away and deal with the hurt that I have to deal with. Because either way, you stay or you go, you're gonna hurt, obviously. But me damaging somebody else, there's just no point. Because we already have too much of that in this generation.
Yeah.
Definitely. So just leave and take that time to really just find yourself again, which is what I do, before I get back out there.
As you should.
And if I'm not ready to get back out there, then hey, I'm having fun. But it's I don't have time to be costing somebody, their last little bit of happiness.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
Mental health, their emotional health.
Exactly. I'm already looked at as a fuckboy, like I said before. So it's like, hey, why play that role?
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm thankful to have that respect from the people in my community that they know obviously what the assumptions are, what the perceptions are of me, but they know who I am outside of this, this image and everything. Yeah. So yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
So you said earlier we were talking about how you got into modeling, that you were in a relationship, but you feel like it slowed you down. Why do you feel like it slowed you down?
Because so my mother, love her dearly, shout out to Jacqueline Brown. She raised all of her kids to basically have a heart just like her, and she's a nurturer. And pretty much the woman I attracted at that moment in time, which should not have even been a priority to me because she wasn't ready for me and I wasn't ready for her. I put more focus on trying to take care of her. And, you get and it's not even just the women. There's the men as well. They come from broken homes, and she came from a very broken home. Some things happened to her as a child. I won't say, but it was just, you know, it's just so much trauma. And she was 4 years older than me, you know, so um manipulation came into play.
Yeah.
But it was my thought process of I can fix her. You know,
Yep.
she's never had a man like me. And mind you, I'm 19, I'm not 21 yet. I'm still a kid, you know, but I'm a teen. I'm still coming into myself, but the focus is not on me, it's on
It's
her.
on fixing.
Yeah.
That was my problem for a long time too.
And pretty much it was just like I accepted the fact that she's gonna cheat on me. I'm gonna let her come back because that's what she's used to. That's her routine, and eventually she'll choose me. But
Aw.
she never chose me. You know what I'm saying? It was always I'm gonna run back to him because I know I can run back to him. You know, but it was like at the same time she knew that she wasn't gonna find someone to nurture her the way that I did.
Right.
And when you're 19, I dropped out of college, went back. I dropped out of UWM twice actually, and ended up going back and finishing. But dropped out. I got 2 jobs, and I put her in her own place twice.
Really?
Yeah, really nice places, but I had to bust my ass pretty much. And like I said, still being a kid, I got in trouble being with her. I ended up getting my first ever case in Shorewood, which thank God the charges got dropped. But you know, just things that I should not have even been involved in. I started smoking more, just everything. Everything went downhill from there. And I'm a big believer in God will show you what situations you should not be in and who you should not be with. But the moment you don't listen, he'll step back. And you have to learn for yourself.
Yes.
You know, you have to bump your head until it cracks for you to realize, like, I shouldn't even be here. And a lot of people think that God has forgotten about them. Yeah. When in all actuality, you just being hard-headed.
I tried to show you the signs. You're not listening.
You know what I mean? He's a just, fair God, but at the same time, we hard-headed. Yeah. He got to deal with a bunch of people on the earth that are hard-headed. Right. You know?
Everybody knows best.
Right? Yeah. But eventually you're gonna listen. Yeah. And it's gonna hurt. But eventually you'll understand. And it took me having to be laced, which thank God I'm still here. I got laced 7 years ago. What? Yeah, that's a situation. A different topic of discussion for a different time. But yeah, that's insane. I ended up getting laced. And you know, I had to quit smoking, which definitely gave me clarity. I'm thankful. I won't even touch a blunt. I can't do it. I still drink occasionally, like for celebrations and whatnot, but it's just, you know, that clarity, the discernment has gotten stronger, clairvoyance and all. And I still sin, obviously. I ain't perfect, but spiritual journey has been just crazy. Things I did not see before, I see now. And it's amazing what the path that I walk now, I'm protected divinely. Mm-hmm. My ancestors are powerful. Like now I can feel them around me. Right? I feel it. Yep. And it took for me to finally just listen. The pain I had to go through, it made me into what I am now. And, you know, the person I was when I was going through that pain, I've changed, obviously. Yeah. So definitely a blessing. I'm thankful that I went through that pain. I'm thankful for that experience. Mm-hmm. It scared me, but the most important thing is I'm still here right now. Right. Yeah. It
scared you, but it taught you.
A lot. Yeah. A lot. I set boundaries. Mm-hmm. And, you know, I'm not a believer in second chances anymore. Yeah. You know, it's only wasted time.
It is. And then they honestly respect you less. The more chances people get, the more they think that they can walk all over you and you'll take them back every single time.
Literally, it's a routine.
It is.
You know, and it strokes their ego. Mm-hmm. No matter where he goes, no matter where I go. It starts
to become a game for them.
Yeah. And nobody.
Manipulative people, they love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Nobody will have the pleasure of ever having me wrapped around their finger. I always tell anybody, if it's me and another option of yours, choose the other option.
Yes.
Go ahead. Because I'm highly favored. Yeah. My value is way too, like, there is no price on my value at all. Exactly. And if you don't see that, you know, I'm a lover. Mm-hmm. I love hard. But in the same sense, I can snatch that shit right back. You ain't got it no more.
Yeah.
And you'll be wondering what happened. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it won't be out of malicious intent. It'll just be, hey,
protecting yourself, protecting your own energy.
Absolutely, because that's more important.
100%.
I always come first before anybody.
Yeah.
You know, that's how it has to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's what needs to be taught in this generation is no matter what, you should always choose you first.
Yeah.
You know, because when it's all said and done, when everyone else is gone, who else is there?
Exactly. So, nobody but you and your thoughts.
Absolutely.
I learned that the hard way too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
everything you've said, I can relate to 100%.
100.
So.
100.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you look for now? What different qualities do you look for in people before allowing them in into your life?
Well, the thing is, it's not even necessarily what I look. It is what I look for, but more so like what I feel. So, me being an empath, obviously, and tapping into my own spiritual abilities. For one, I can read the room, and for two, what people don't understand is being around me for 5 minutes, I've already tapped into your energy. I can see exactly what kind of person you are, how you move, exactly. And sometimes because I'm a little bit toxic, I can admit that. I like to play into people. You know what I'm saying? Just to let them think, okay, I have him. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You don't. I'm gonna play into your game though, just to show you, because you need to be humble.
And you sound like me. That's not good.
Yeah, and trust me, I'm the perfect person. To humble your ass. Because guess what?
I'll play stupid with you.
Exactly.
I really will.
Yeah.
And I really will have you figured out. I will read your energetic imprint immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And meanwhile, on the flip side, you can't understand my energy.
Exactly.
Because I made it that way.
Exactly.
And it's just those people that walk around with these egos. The problem is they don't have people that hold them accountable, which is one of the main conflicts in this generation is accountability, which is what people don't have. Yes.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Huge issue.
I had to cut a few people off recently just because they have these friends that allow them to be the worst version of themselves, but they encourage their behavior. Or you ain't gonna be that way around here.
It's an epidemic.
Yeah.
I honestly stepped away from the scene when I saw how prevalent that behavior was.
Yeah.
And like men are not held anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody's held accountable. But like I have seen men do things to me, to other people, and like their friends just it's like the women get canceled for speaking up, and then they get supported and then put back on a pedestal and come back like somehow stronger and more popular. It's very weird.
And that actually pisses me off.
Yeah.
It's because we all should be equal, but we're not. It's unfortunately, and this has been going on for decades, where a man can have sex with 5 different women and be praised for it, but a woman is a slut the moment she has sex with 5 different men. No, you know what I'm saying? Like men came from women. Oh no, women came from men. Adam's rib created woman, so it's like we're all made from one another. You know what I'm saying? Like same creator. It doesn't matter what religion you follow, whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
We all bleed the same. Gender, race, whatever. We all bleed the same. We all should follow the same values, but we can't. It's a contest.
Yeah.
To see who's the most fucked up, who can be the most fucked up. And I don't rock with it. But like unfortunately, and once again, it all ties into this man versus woman generation, the Cardi B and Offset situation.
Oh,
yeah. And me, I love Cardi B, but Offset, it's like the moral of the story is the same hurt that you put somebody through, be able to take that shit. Yeah. It's her having sex with somebody while she's pregnant. Yeah, it's fucked up, but it's like, how many times can you cheat as a man and expect a woman to sit there? She gave you 3 kids. On top of that, taking care of yours. That's not hers. Yeah. So how much more can she take? But she's back with him. That's where I'm like, okay, this whole situation is stupid.
And part of me thinks they keep those examples in the limelight on purpose.
Of course.
Not part of me thinks. I know they do.
Oh, yeah.
They keep those examples of love as the examples that they want the society to live by. And I'm like, that's really
It's
sick.
It's an agenda.
It is an agenda.
And my thing is, I can literally talk for hours and hours about how this is like this whole agenda is bigger than Cardi being Offset. It's bigger than any celebrity. You know what's going on right now.
Yeah.
They're all puppets. You know what I'm saying? But they're pushing for that because that's what they want. They want the homes to be broken up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
even
because
like Diddy, he's a puppet too.
Absolutely.
Like yes, he did some really fucked up shit himself, but do you think that there's not a way higher source of this stuff? You think he's not just like he's clearly just a puppet too.
And that's why he got sold out.
Exactly.
Of course.
Because they need somebody needs to get taken down.
Their asses are getting covered no matter what.
Yeah. Exactly.
And why not use a nigga? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the public eye, who's done all this shit over the years. You know what I mean?
You never see the faces of the people who are truly in control. You never will.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So, that's why they use social media as a distraction. Notice how everything major that's happened on social media is a distraction for something else that's going on behind the scenes. Yeah. But by the time we find out about it, it's too late.
Yep. I've noticed that as well.
Hidden agenda. But I'm considered a conspiracy theorist.
No, me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
Sure. It's people I know I can't talk like this with because they just think you're crazy.
Of course. I'm psychotic. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm
if
going to
being
speak.
alert and awake is being a conspiracy theorist and crazy, then call me crazy. I do not care.
And that's only because people in this world live out of two things. One, out of faith. Two, out of fear.
Yes.
Those who live out of fear are the ones that consider us conspiracy theorists because they don't want to listen. It's the possibility of what we're saying being true, but they're distracted. They don't want to think about it because it's too much. Yeah. The possibility of having two Earths in one, and you know, there being giants and pyramids beyond the North Pole and everything, the Bermuda Triangle, and you know, there's so many things. Mermaids being real, you know what I'm saying? Loch Ness monsters and Area 51 and aliens and all that. Nobody wants to think about that. They're all afraid. So they're just like, you know what? I'm gonna focus on social media, my phone. Yeah. iPhones. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone's lives on that iPhone or on social media in general.
Yep.
How did Facebook become a porn site? A site where people display, you know, violence. Yeah. And all of a sudden, like no one should know what goes on between you and the father of your child.
Thank you.
But it's a platform. Everybody just puts stuff. Yeah.
Their whole life.
And everyone else's attention is going towards that.
Yep.
They love it.
Yep.
But what they don't understand is the dumbasses. They're not getting paid for that.
Yep.
And if they are, a couple dollars. The person that's making the money off of it is a person who created the app himself.
Exactly.
He don't care. Everything's a joke.
Yeah.
So, you know?
Yeah.
And that's why I treat it as such. You have me on social media, you see what I post.
Lightly. Take all of this stuff lightly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I don't care what I post.
Further your, well, now I don't want to say your agenda, but further like your passions and basically marketing yourself. That's really what I use it for. Yeah. That's what it's for at this point because I understand what's behind it. So yeah, be entertained and utilize it. Utilize it in to your advantage, but don't get consumed
at all. Yeah. And the biggest thing is stop giving a fuck how people feel about you. We're humans. Everyone's gonna do what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But my thing is, I've established myself. I don't care about status, fame, nothing. I'm doing what makes me happy.
Yeah.
The opinions of other people, they don't matter to me. You know?
Yeah.
Because they're on the same level as I. I don't see myself better than anybody else, but I know that I'm different. Right. And to hear somebody who is not doing what I'm doing tell me how to do certain things, it's a joke.
Yes.
It's a joke to me.
Yeah.
You know? You haven't put the work in.
They always have the most to say about how they think you're living your life based on what they see on social media.
Yeah.
And want to give you direction.
I don't take it.
It really comes from it just comes from a place of them not living their passions and not living in their truth. That's all it comes from.
Always. Insecurities.
It happens to me all the time. Yeah. I grew up in a very religious household surrounded by a bunch of people who thought they always knew what's best for you. Encourages policing of each other.
Of course.
And so to this day, people who have known me like for years, since I was like a kid or a teenager, think that they can randomly hit my DMs and like say something about how they perceive me to be living because they see that I make music and have a podcast and like am like involved in a certain type of scene. So and it's just like, it's funny because I'm really the type that I don't go out. I be at home chilling on. I have a full-time 9 to 5 in the background, but nobody knows that because they don't. I haven't talked to most of these people in years.
Exactly.
But they think they know you.
Yeah, they only keep tabs on you to see what you're doing and see, you know, what they can get from you. And my thing is, I love confusing people because, like I said, whoever has me on social media, you see what I post, but at the same time, my successes and everything, you're wondering how is he so successful, but he's writing the shit that he writes on social media. My question is, why are you worried about it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's a reason I'm here.
I think that also goes back to social media making, like, because of people watching each other's lives so closely all the time. Like, they feel entitlement over other people's lives and telling people what they can and can't do.
Exactly.
Should or shouldn't be doing.
When in reality, you want to do what I'm doing right now. You just don't have the discipline and the drive to do what I'm doing.
Exactly.
Or you missed your chance.
Exactly.
You know?
Or you're afraid.
Yeah.
And so it's all just projection.
Like they always said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Yep.
So I'm taking shots.
As you should.
You're going to airball a few of them, but as long as you make most of them. Yeah. And it's funny because I talked to my brother-in-law recently, who was also my photographer, videographer. Big shout out to Jeremy Wingo, Smooth Image Media. He said something to me, and it's been resonating with me ever since. He said this to me because it's something I think about every day that I wake up. Because obviously we're on borrowed time, but sometimes I have to have a push because I'm a Taurus. You know, I'm stubborn. I like to stay comfortable in one spot, and he has to nudge me sometimes to get up and work. Work harder, do more, because he's like, imagine going to heaven one day and there's a mysterious door. You go in that door and there's a bunch of boxes, and these boxes are all the opportunities that you didn't take, that God put in front of you, but you didn't take them because you were, fearful that something may go wrong. And ever since then, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna have the least amount of boxes as possible. I've already wasted time. I can't waste no more time. I can't give any more of my time to other people. I don't have time to be out here partying like that all the time. Right. Every once in a while for a celebration, yes, but I have work to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll be 30 in 2 more years.
To make,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And these people that want you to party all the time, they're not helping you make investments.
Yeah.
They want you to be the worst version of yourself, and that's the only time you actually have people that love you is when you're the worst version of yourself.
Exactly, because it reminds them, it feels safe and comfortable.
Absolutely.
That's where they're comfortable.
Because they don't want to grow up.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they want to keep you right there with them.
And when you challenge them, that's when you're a threat. That's when they get rid of you.
Yep.
My circle's small.
Mine too.
As a matter of fact, I don't even have a circle.
Same.
Yeah. Loyalty has no shape. It is what it is. Whoever's there is there. Whoever's not is just, they're not.
Yep.
So yeah, so much going on. I know that you got here because you put the work in, so never feel ashamed. Never. You got to pat yourself on the back.
Thank you.
No matter who tells you have an ego or may feel you have an ego.
Yeah.
You didn't get here because of having privileged parents or none of that. You chose to get up every day.
Right.
You set the alarm clock because you knew what you wanted. And that's a lot of people don't do anymore. And it's funny because I was talking to one of my guys yesterday, and we basically got on the subject of how the most fortunate kids in this generation are less fortunate because they have those rich parents who, no matter what they do, they can fuck up, do drugs in college and drop out, but they still have money.
Yeah. But
what happens when those parents aren't here anymore? They don't have the foundation.
Exactly.
Yeah, and those are the ones that they get put in.
How to hustle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get put in higher power for these companies that their parents run, but that's why the companies fail.
Exactly.
Yeah, because they never got a slap. All they got was a slap on the wrist. They never got disciplined the right way, and the parents, told them, "Oh, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Our money will cover whatever mistakes you make." So less fortunate ones like us, who come from the strict homes and, you know, be back by curfew and everything. And, you
Yeah.
know, our parents had their foots in our necks.
Yeah,
We got
for
discipline.
sure.
Yeah. And see, both my parents are from the South. So,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
best believe they wasn't playing that.
Don't play.
But I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
You know, that foundation. We didn't have a peaceful household, but guess what? You know, our parents did what they could.
Yeah,
And so for that reason, breaking a generational curse.
exactly.
Keep it going. You have to keep going, but make a better life for your family.
Yeah,
You know? So
yeah. And you know what? I credit my parents because they did come from really bad conditions. And they were the ones to start. I do want to say they started breaking it.
yeah.
They started it.
Mhm.
And I feel like I'm the one who has to finish it because
Mhm.
there's still a lot of blockages and there's still a lot of things
A lot.
that my ancestors woke me up to, I will
Mhm.
say, that my angels woke me up to, because when I tell you, I believed that I was living the truth, right? And they literally called it the truth.
Mhm.
But if something just didn't feel right. I was constantly praying for the truth.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I saw the real truth, I wanted to go back because it wasn't safe anymore. But once you can't undo it.
Yeah.
Once you ask for it, you can't undo it. It's like many are called, few are chosen. So once you
got this tatted right
answer
here.
the call,
Yep.
really,
I got that
once
right
you answer that call, is really no going back.
at all.
So
At all.
yeah,
And the main thing, and very good point, the main thing I want to stress is the fact that we live in a man-made society
yes,
where man, once again, calls the shots. The same way that they give the US dollar value, right?
yep,
At any point in time, they can take that shit back.
yep,
What most don't know is in certain countries, the US dollar no longer has value. So the same way that they give value to something that they had to tear a tree down for, yeah, it has no value once they say. So why do you think that I'm going to listen to something that man said I had to follow?
exactly.
I'm ruthless with standards, obviously.
Yeah,
I don't follow nothing.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? If God or my ancestors or spirit guides ain't showing me it,
yeah,
I ain't following it.
exactly. That's how it
So,
should be.
yeah,
That means that you're in alignment.
absolutely. And you know, so it's like religion is a sensitive subject. I won't get too deep
It
into
is
that.
very
Yeah,
sensitive.
very
Yes.
sensitive. I respect who, you know,
I respect it.
yeah, I respect it.
Mhm.
Whatever you follow, whatever you believe in. I believe in a higher power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the schools that I went to, I've seen a lot of things for myself. The history books, they're all lies.
Yeah.
Written by
Exactly.
man. The Bible's been touched many times, subtracted
Yeah.
from, attitude. It's all about believing in a higher power.
Exactly.
And I just leave it at that.
Because the word, the word is inside of you.
Absolutely.
So like when you read in the Bible, because I think that the Bible does hold some truths and some principles.
Absolutely.
Because I believe every religion holds some truths and some principles.
Absolutely.
But yes, also that everything's been added to and subtracted from,
Mhm.
and has been man-made in a way, and
Yeah.
cause division and all of that. But the thing is, there's principles in there that you can look at.
Absolutely.
I forgot where I was going with that though.
It's all good. Just talking, but
Yeah.
I love, you just get in the flow of just talking, and just we go from
Yeah.
one subject to the other. Love it. No, it's and definitely, the Bible is still a holy book.
Mhm.
It's just unfortunate that there's many versions of it.
Yeah.
And what kind of opened my eyes to that was going to Barnes and Noble and seeing just different versions of the Bible. There's the New International Version, the King James Version. There's a women's version of it, and it's just like, which one is the original source?
Yeah.
Still a holy book,
Mhm.
but
It's just everybody translates it differently, and then
Exactly.
everybody what's it called?
like they follow certain
Interpret.
things.
There you go. Yes, they
go.
translate
Okay.
it and that differently, and people also interpret it differently.
Absolutely.
And that's also what causes division.
Yeah.
So no, I definitely respect religion.
Mhm.
I just think that the word is inside of us.
Absolutely.
And so that's never going to change. And if you are in contact with Holy Spirit, it will speak to you and it will tell you
Always,
the truth.
always.
That's where I was going.
Yeah. There you go. See?
Yeah.
See? Definitely. And I agree. Everyone has their own interpretation of things everywhere. And I mean, the most trusted source, which is the internet, even on the internet, you know?
Yeah, you can't trust it all.
Yeah, because there's somebody, man.
Behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man is behind that. They can take out whatever they want. It's like Wikipedia. You can edit whatever stories you want on there. Not everything is a trusted source.
Exactly.
You know, and it's just you gotta ask for the resources and clairvoyance, the right information. Yeah. And Sally, even with knowing the right information, you can't display it to everybody.
Exactly.
There's a bunch of people waiting to attack you for knowing the truth.
Yep.
That's why.
And I learned the
attacked.
best way is to be quiet about it and
Absolutely.
use discernment, because you can discern who you can have these types of spiritual and deep conversations with.
That's my issue though. I got a big mouth.
Yeah, it's discernment.
Yeah, that's something I have to work on because I'm careless with what I say. Well, I wouldn't say careless. I am nonchalant with giving out information. I know not everyone's gonna listen to me, but a lot of people listen to me. And a lot of people respect me for just having a free mind. But there's no telling who's around. We live in a generation of telephone game. You say something, it's twisted.
Exactly.
Yeah. And when you are chosen spiritually, you're attacked more. So a lot of instances and
your own people too.
Oh, tell me about it.
Yeah.
The city we live in, I love Milwaukee, but I know that doing what I'm doing, there's a lot of people I've had to cut off that have tried to attack me. Some I've helped many times, but when people are insecure and they're envious of the light that you're given, they can't live in the light that you live in.
Yeah.
So they'll have to try and take it from you. Throw shade on it.
And the thing is, so you were partly given that life because, but decisions still made it what it is.
Yeah.
Like you were put on a certain path, but you can choose to go this way or that way.
Oh yeah.
And people will be jealous of where you're at, not realizing that you worked to get there.
Exactly.
You made the right choices in life to get there.
No shortcuts.
Exactly.
None at all. And I mean, it's the path I walk isn't perfect at all. I still fall into temptation. Yeah. Like I said, I'm human nature. Temptation comes to me every day knocking, but it's all about learning the lesson that comes from falling into that temptation.
Yeah.
You slow yourself down, and with delay comes, a prolonged journey. You're not gonna get what you need to get done if you keep on making the same mistake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the truth.
It's not a lesson if you haven't learned from it.
Yeah.
It's just ignorance.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, the right thing is ignorance, and the wrong thing is the right thing. And once again, that's why my circle is small. Well, I don't have a circle, because the few people that know the path that I'm on, that are pushing me towards it, there's 3 times the amount of people that are trying to fight against me.
Yeah.
But they don't understand the spiritual rank.
Yeah.
My ancestors would clear out this whole room.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not worried. No matter where I go, I'm protected.
Yeah.
And no matter where I go, I'm getting closer and closer to my destination. I just got to keep on walking on that path.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Wise words. I like your mind. You think like me.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, we're gonna switch gears a little bit, just because I'm curious to know about you and baking. Like, how did that start? And like, what makes you love baking?
Well, I mean, I'm a tourist for one. We love food. Food is, I mean, I can tell you every time I've been cheated on and my heart's been broken, I went straight to either a pizzeria or somewhere with food, and that's it. If my heart could be a slice of pizza, life will be amazing. I love food. And on top of that, it was just growing up, I was never taught how to bake. I was never taught any of the things I do now. It just came to me. I started baking around COVID. And mind you, at the time I was in college at MATC now.
Okay.
And my major was business and entrepreneurship. And they switched from in class, like going like to the school, to now online classes. So around that time as well, it's also wintertime. So what do I do now that I'm in the house and there's snow outside and it's cold? I can't go to the gym because it's super cold. So I just picked up baking. I watched a lot of cooking channels, Emerald Lagasse, what is it, Man versus Food, all that. And I'm like,
Is Emerald still on?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I know I used to watch them all the time.
Yeah.
My dad was obsessed with cooking shows.
Right. I'm always on the go, so I watch less and less TV.
Okay.
But I definitely, at that time, stuck in the house. It's like, what do? I finish my homework, finish my exams, So the first ever cake I made, I think, was a salted caramel butter pecan cake. Pecan,
delicious.
whatever. I know it's going to be a whole rivalry of how to say the word pecan or pecan, whatever. But I made a 2-layer cake and I put a cheesecake in the middle. And it went crazy.
That sounds fire.
You want to see it?
Yeah. And please, if you ever make it again, sell me a slice. That sounds good.
A slice. I'll make a whole cake for you. See that? Absolutely. Yeah, that was the first cake I made, and everyone was just like, "Yo, you gotta make that for me." It's right there.
Oh my god, it looks like Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
No,
I know that.
Playing devil's
That's
advocate.
Fire.
I've actually made a cake for an old manager at the Cheesecake Factory, which she did say I should work there because cake was top notch. But
yeah,
I don't want to get in trouble. So she's actually still one of my customers to this day. But that was the very first one. The second one was a CBD cake for a friend of mine who has joint pain.
Okay.
What is it? I think fibromyalgia, which is actually what my mom has as well.
Oh yeah.
But CBD works, and they wanted something sweet. I'm like, you know what? I'm a big fan of lemon. I'm like, you know what? I got you. I'll make you an entire cake. It's on me. Infuse it with CBD, and that's actually where I learned how to infuse.
Okay.
So definitely process called decarboxylation. Yes.
That's a big word.
Yeah, that's basically where you separate the chemical from, because obviously this cake was made with cannabis. That's where you separate the chemical from the cannabis. Same thing with THC. You heat it. It's once you heat it, it rises, and then that's where you infuse it with whatever. And this cake was infused with butter. So cannabis butter.
Okay.
CBD. And
that's awesome.
Yeah. And definitely helped for sure. And that's actually what got me into making infused products. So
okay.
You can scroll through some more if you want. There's so many more, but yeah, it fluctuates. It changes. Yes.
All right. So we're going to start wrapping up, but I want to ask you if you have any words of wisdom for anybody who is out there chasing their passions or following their path.
All I can tell you is this: do your own thing. I've been with 3 different modeling agencies, and I think they're more so focused on promoting themselves, but they use you as a puppet.
Exactly.
Do your own thing.
Your product.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to branch out. I created my own website. The second one. The first one was created by a good friend of mine, Kenesha Holloway. Shout out to Lioness Tulane. She made my first website for me. And from that point on, it was all about me just publishing my own, photos, videos, and everything. Don't be afraid. Stop looking for opportunity to come to you. Get off your ass and go chase whatever opportunity you want. Make it happen for yourself. No one out here is going to hold your hand And you know, the people that you want to help you may actually be the ones that end up hurting you in the end. There's always
Tell me
ulterior
about
motive.
it.
Yeah, there's always a motive
I can
behind.
go on and on.
On and
that.
on.
I
You
just got scammed by a manager of popular artists who was also fired by them.
Of course,
Yeah,
because God don't play
He
about
got
you.
$800 from me, and it's funny because it was literally like less than a month later, and then it was less than a week after the last time he asked me for money that they outed him online. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, because your ancestors don't play about
they
you.
don't.
Sweetheart,
and
at all.
I know that's exactly what it was.
And that's how it was with these
'Cause
agencies.
You wasn't finna like you weren't finna become my manager and then screw me out of however much money and you know.
Yeah, and I think that's what happens with the industry in Milwaukee, unfortunately. And I'm gonna speak on it because most people are afraid. They hush mouth about it.
Yeah.
You have these people that are in power that, unfortunately, in Milwaukee, you know, there's only a certain level that you can get to because people are in it for themselves. Exactly. It's all about being blackballed, and I've been blackballed a few times, but I didn't stop. Yeah. No one's gonna stop me.
I got blackballed too last year.
Yeah. But the thing is, they do that because of your potential.
Exactly.
You have more potential than them, and obviously you're younger. You have more time to go to reach your destination. They're done. So why not use you as a scapegoat, you know, to get where you're trying to go, but they can't get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And that's why my final message is to everybody out there. Like I said, follow your own dreams. Sometimes you may be the only one following them, but still keep going. You know, like, do your own thing. Make it happen for yourself. Like, don't be on anyone's schedule. Yeah. A 9 to 5, I don't think anyone's meant to work for anybody. You get out here, you make the opportunities for yourself. And don't be afraid. Fear is what stops any and everything that you want to do. Stop waiting for man or another human to bring you an opportunity. You get out there and you go chase it and make it happen for yourself. There's no telling what you can do. You don't know the power that you have within yourself until you stop confiding in everybody else.
Yes.
Plain and simple.
Exactly.
That's it.
All right. Thank you first of all, thank you, Jaquin. Yes. Jaquin, for coming through and sharing your wisdom. Hopefully we can have you back and we can talk some more about some of your other talents and also just, you know, more in depth about some of the things we got into. So thank you all for listening, watching, and I will see you next time on KB's Community.